Hey everyone, this will be a short video with some current Hello Neighbor 3 lore and theories. There will be theories here, because this current build is still a prototype. And if we learned everything from past games, then it's that we must wait with canon storyline until the full release of the game. So it's all subject to change. Maybe if somebody watches this video 2 years later, it will make zero sense. Who knows? The base story seems to be that these few people somehow still live in this hellhole town, which has people disappearing and constant storms in. Despite the storms, the Golden Apple amusement park, with giant attractions that can catch a lightning easily, and does, are on top of a hill. Hello Guest kind of made more sense, like the park being in a valley, but whatever, this is my one and only nitpick in this whole story. We also finally have a working funicular, which I found important to mention. Ravenbrooks did have an old cinema, hotel, supermarket, so pretty much things for a small town. Currently there's no police, so it kind of feels like that the townspeople are maybe living in anarchy. There's two teams, the townspeople and the vandals, who are kind of hiding. The team of seemingly good townspeople who are making a festival in the beginning of the spring for years. Are they good or are they secretly evil? In the story, we don't know yet. It's too early to tell. I'm saying good people because at least this group of people don't want to sacrifice children. These people just do festival rituals for, well, according to the mural, this character gives them good weather if they do so. The group of vandals want to ruin this good weather because they want to do their own ritual. The plan also includes the sacrifice of a child. We now have actually evil characters in the Nikita storylines too. So they want to sacrifice a child to the guest. We don't know the actual reason yet. All we know is that once the sacrifice happens in the cutscene, the child is taken to the guest, who instead of immediately eating him, reveals himself to him. Later about that. I'm not sure currently what purpose does the guest have, like, is he actually kidnapping and murdering people, and there's some stupid idiots who want to make him happy and also save their from being eaten, and we don't know what's canon and what isn't from the previous storylines. Also, this whole festival on both ends is, I just can't help but feel uneasy. The townspeople build a statue and the good weather arrives, so the weather depends on this unstable statue. This feels like golden calf, Bible reference, yes. Feels like some kind of odd ritual, regardless of who does it. But at least it's not a cult this time, like it was in Hello Neighbor 2. It's just some people worshipping some kind of statue. It's not a miracle that the neighbor is angry at them, that's all I'm going to say. In the actual ending, the neighbor appears and knocks the statue that just brought sunshine and good weather, and then it starts raining again. Neighbor being angry must happen for a reason, because it always does. At the moment, as we speak, the Mayak does exist as phenomenon in this storyline as well, and I'm questioning if it's related to earlier Hello Neighbor 2 alphas, like the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas story got discontinued, but it was the last thing that was made by Nikita, so I'm not sure what's canon in the current storyline of Hello Neighbor. Also, people apparently disappeared in the forest, but it's different people, not the 3 teenagers from Hello Guest prototype, not the neighbor and his friends from the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas, and not the 3 kids from the books. It's really repurposed. We also have a big family looking society of possibly the town founders that made me think of the Tavishis from the book. It's most likely not them, but maybe a very big family that started the ritual, so they had a key role in this ritual thing. And apparently these vandals are actively trying to ruin this festival thing since the 80s. Oh, and somebody dying on the roller coaster is also canon, like Lucy somehow became a more important element of Hello Neighbor than anybody, including Nikki, Smith, Quentin, and whoever else was important at some point. Absolutely no shame to Lucy, but plot-wise, her story concludes in the books. We know that this happened, we know that there was an accident. This is the things we surely know currently. A very few things, but again, this is just a prototype. Also, story-wise about the neighbor, I feel like if anything, after all of these years, there's just rumors that are circulating, like game is taking place in like the future. I feel like the neighbor is a scary story that the locals are frightening their kids with. Some people do see him roaming around in the town, probably, but I'm more than certain that none of them actually know the truth behind this man. Maybe only Nikki, if he's in the game, we don't know yet, and if it doesn't get retconned. Thinking about it, it's kind of crazy how very few cutscenes can let us know a lot about a character. See Hello Guest. Hello Guest perfectly introduced the characters in like 2 cutscenes. Why I'm saying this is that I hope they will do something similar later on in the game, because only relying on the AI's behavior, it is very few things that I can say. For now, all we know is that the player will be a character on their own, somebody who is an outsider and just arrives in the town, so far for different reasons. He is something like the journalist Quentin originally was. Clearly, he will have a different reason to arrive in the town later on. I kind of wish the player was the player themselves, like back then around Hello Neighbor pre-alpha. I really have nothing to say about the Vandas, even though, as everybody else, they have a chance to be good characters. I mean character-wise and not role-wise. Role-wise, they have a negative role in the story. Anybody who wants to sacrifice a child is dead to me as a character, immediately. They want to murder a kid. They are doing Vandal stuff like ruining the environment and hurting the townspeople. They are kind of outcasts, and they are causing bad stuff. By the way, the characters currently have no ages. I asked Nikita about this. All we know is that the townspeople have a beef with the Vandals, and it's known fact by the townspeople that the Vandals will attempt to ruin the festival to complete their own ritual. Janus lives above the bakery, which is currently closed. Maybe it belonged to him, but now he's working in the supermarket because nobody else does. Other than that, he exists. She's a very interesting character, and I thought that I would vibe with her a lot, since I almost became a historian back then. But in the museum, if you don't have a box on your head hiding you, she's just unbearable. She's maybe around 100 years old or something, probably the oldest character. She runs like Sonic, and she throws a grown adult out of the facility easily. She also was there during basically everything in the past 100 years, so she's got a lot of knowledge about the festival and such, and she's protecting the museum very strictly. I can imagine her and Iris talking about history, but this is just a headcanon. As much as Jacob was my favorite, I don't know how to feel about him currently, or what will he become later. Jacob used to work in the supermarket, and he's currently a car repair shop owner, which kind of fits him, but he's an for no reason. That's why AI behavior towards the player is really important. So far, he's different from what he originally was. He used to be a scared little bunny who called Iris for help, and now Jacob is kind of aggressive. He has a cool house, but material possession in our mortal lives isn't everything, Jacob. She's the girl who is carrying everything on her shoulders. Maybe too much. Probably too much. But she's holding on because she has to. Something must have happened with their parents. She's the sister of Isaac, yes. It feels like she's carrying the household and at the same time trying to take care of her little brother. And at the same time she's trying to manage stuff like the Towns Festival. And one day she just notices that Isaac is gone and she starts looking for him. Child who's probably an urbex lover. He is also Iris's little brother, like I said, and currently Isaac is really easygoing. He's kind of silly. I also wonder why is he dressed like that.
Guest is finally back.
Guest is Guest. He is named Forest Dweller in the files. He's something or rather somebody else once again. He's not the neighbor like he was in Hello Guest, and not the manifestation of Quentin's unsolved problems like in the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas, and not whatever the guest was in the final release of Hello Neighbor 2. Okay, should I say that I really heavily suspect that Aaron is the guest for some reason, or should we keep this in the bag yet? Never mind. This is only my personal theory. Nothing was confirmed yet. Unfortunately, Guest seems to be a character the player should know. The sacrifice ending kind of hints that with the reveal. If you collect together Nikita's characters, they basically limit to one possibility. Maybe, perhaps, it could be Aaron, we don't know yet.
Neighbor.
It feels too heavy in my chest to talk about him now. I did a lot in the other videos. I mean, in all timelines, games, books, this man has to go through a series of traumas ever since childhood. Yes, Neighbor appears in the very end of the game currently, and he's really angry at the townspeople for some reason, which will probably have a key role, probably. Or not, we will see. I just hope they won't make him out of character like they did in the cartoon. I won't be sugarcoating, I rather prefer the Hello Neighbor and the Hello Guest art style over anything else, because those were incredibly unique. We had this and this. With the current style, I'm going outside and this is how Eastern Europe looks. I have this outside if I want it. But I'm fine with this too, I'm fine with all game styles. It's just my opinion that I like the other styles better. And actually, if you know the Nikita lore a bit, the current town is based on the Fisherman Village, an existing place that I would love to visit. It looks amazing. I hope they will end up making some of the houses into the game, because in that village there are no two similar houses. And we also have the classic Soviet blocks in the distance, like I'm taken back to the 90s, but if I'm being asked about what is the Hello Neighbor art style, then I will say the original Hello Neighbor or Hello Guest. I just miss the asymmetrical wacky houses, which I saw nowhere else but here. I miss the color theme and the vibe. They also took out the Veyron Krubian, and I'm in fact heartbroken because of that. I guess I can throw my dictionary to the trash. Yes, I have an entire dictionary which I collected throughout the years, but it's okay. It's okay. I also didn't want to go into details about the map. It's probably subject to change. Golden Apple Amusement Park's current layout, or the fact that Nikki's house is nowhere and stuff like that. It's probably up to change. So this game is still in prototype stage, that's all I could say. Hello Neighbor perfectly concluded with Nikki getting to know the objective truth. And I'm dying on this hill. Nikki seeing clearly and moving on towards a nicer future. That was the perfect ending for Hello Neighbor, and if they are touching established things, like if you move the base of the Jenga, the whole tower may collapse. The original Hello Neighbor was good. It really well shows everything it has to show without unnecessary fillers, if you pay enough attention. Hide and Seek adds perfectly to this story, and that's it. Hello Neighbor perfectly told us the story without a single word, and this is something to appreciate. And God, the error world is more meaningful than people think. I really miss the fourth wall breaking. And it will also break my heart if Nikki will be in the third game, and they will not just be on okay terms with the neighbor. But Nikki and the neighbor, and for 2 months he was in the basement and... Shut! The message of Hello Neighbor is to move the on towards the future and start a new chapter in your life. Also, the neighbor, you know, the man who did one mistake, which he most likely regrets. The man who is getting traumatized ever since he was a little child, on all timelines, and probably in Hello Neighbor 3 once again, before he dies. Nikki returned, and he does know the truth. The last time I saw him, he was very empathetic and a good person in general. I dare to think that somebody told the real story to him, if he knows the objective truth, and he does. But then it means that there could be a chance that he met the neighbor in the present, and the neighbor told Nikki what was the actual deal. Just let them communicate, just only once in this franchise. Simple works best, we must not forget this, and that's the simplest explanation on how Nikki's got to know the truth. But other than this, yes, this game is in prototype stage, everything could change, canon, not canon, it will change. Feel free to write your opinion, but no neighbor hate. On this channel, we don't hate traumatized men.